Greetings and welcome to another week. Last week we met online, and this week we're not going to meet online. However, instead of meeting online, I'm going to post a series of videos this week to help you as you go along through your assignments. As we talked about in our virtual meeting last week, one of the things that you wanted to focus on was your Module 4. And I'm not sure if there was an issue or not, but I want to keep that open. And for this week and next week, we're going to pick the pace up just a little bit. There are some things that we have to accomplish before the end of the semester. So hopefully by now you had a chance to catch up on any missing work. But for Module 4, what we worked on last week and we talked about during our virtual meeting was the tool evaluation, where you were assigned to go through and evaluate different types of tools for creating the multimedia and the graphics, two for graphics, two for video editing and production, two tools for creating animations, podcasts, and hypermedia. And as we talked about it, you would create that table where you were providing the name, description, and what type of tool it was, whether the Web 2.0 software installation or downloadable app, cost, the formats in which the resources or exported videos or images could be utilized or supported. For example, MP4 for videos, MP3s for audio. It's just finding out after you finish your project, how do you share it or how do you publish it? And the last part of how you might utilize it in the current situations. And we talked about that in depth. But what we want to do now is, and then the copyright consent request where you were asking for permission to use someone's copyrighted materials. So what we want to do now is, that was 4. So 4B is something, if you haven't got to 4, I want you to go ahead and take the first 2 days out of this week. Take today and tomorrow and go ahead and finish that up. The biggest parts is just actually finding those tools and evaluating them. The next part is gonna be a little bit more challenging because now we have to go into that part of actually looking at one of those animation tools that you all decided upon. I know some said they thought about using Powtoons as an animation tool. So what you're going to be doing on Module 4B is what we call animation authoring. And as we talked about last week, authoring is just those tools that allow you to develop or create any kind of media project, multimedia project. So what you're going to be doing here is still working on managing a variety of tools and resources and becoming more fluent with tools. As I said, it's going to be a little bit more challenging because you're going to be actually using a tool. Okay, so what we want to do is you got to find an animation tool that you're working on. You got to evaluate the tools, installed on your computer, have it installed or cloud-based, whichever one you want to. You got to search and find and evaluate 5, it says 5 open source animation tools and 5 web-based tools and 5 software authoring tools. What we want to do is we want to change that to 2, 2, and 2. Because it's very difficult in this amount of time to be able to find 5, 5, and 5. So those numbers I'm going to be changing for you in the instructions to 2, 2, and 2. So you want to find 2, really 1 open source tool, 2 web-based tools, and 2 software animation tools, because it's going to be really difficult to find some of the open source. So let's just keep it 2. And open source, remember, those are the ones that you can download for free. I think Animaker might be one of them, where you can download and install the software on your computer and use it freely, creating your products. So what you're going to do as you review the tools, you're going to have a tool description, what type of operating system it works with. So as you did last week, you created a table, and it's kind of the same thing. You've probably already evaluated those last week. So being that you've already evaluated two tools, hopefully you've already found two for evaluation. You could provide the resources here. So what you want to do is in that table, um, let's keep that to 2, 2, and 2. Yes, because right there you're doing the evaluation on it. I'm not going to make you do training on all of those. So what you're going to do is those 2, 2, and 2 instead of 5, 5, and 5. And you're going to create that table, the description, operating system, the cost, and the exporting formats, and how you might use it. So it's an expansion of what you did last week. Then you're going to create a tutorial video demonstrating how to use one of those tools. So you have to actually learn the tool. We're not saying that you have to be an expert in it, but you actually have to go through the process of learning it. So the first part, I say Wednesday and Thursday, just take some time exploring the tool. Then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, let's take a little bit of time of just creating that tutorial. We know that you know how to record your screen because you use Screencast-O-Matic now and recorded your presentations and submitted those, uploaded them to YouTube and submitted them. So you're going to continue to do the same process. So for example, if I was going to do a training on Powtoon, you're going to have to log into the account. So sign up for an account. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to sign up for a free account. And this is just showing an example. What you're going to do is sign up. And alright, so I'm already registered. So let me go back in and try my password again. Normally it automatically logs in for me on my computer. Alright, so let me change my password and continue with it. Okay, now that I just went ahead and created a new account, and I'm logged in, and as you can see here, we have different roles that we're looking at. I'm not a corporate executive, team member, individual. It's just asking how you going to use it. So I'm a teacher, so I want to make sure I put that part. Make sure you want to use educator so that I can use a free one. Um, uh, I'm going to say no, I don't want to receive a lot of tips and tricks right now and exclusive deals. I'm just picking best practices and trends. So I had to pick one of them. So what kind of projects are you going to be doing? And what I'm looking at here is the different options. So you're looking at what you could use. You have the training, announcements. So I'm just going to, student projects can be used for that, teacher and faculty. So I'm just going to say I'm just going to use it for, and a training. And they have a bunch of different templates here. So as you can see, those templates are already available. I'm just going to pick change management. And as you can see, there's some different templates here. You can put your own information in there. I'm not going to go through the video, but you can watch the video. So as you can see, I've chosen a template that I want to use for my presentation. And it's just going to walk through the process. So what you would do is after you've done this, you would walk through these same processes like I'm doing and teaching someone how to do it. So you would have your steps. So first thing I would say is just go ahead Uh, here is what you're going to do is just go through that process. And what you want to do is teach someone how to simply use the tool. Um, so as you see in here, it's going through different steps with character building and those pieces. So what you want to do is be able to walk through it, develop your presentation, use the animation, use the animation tools, discuss the characters, how to create the different pieces, the different slides in it. As you can see now, here's some different looks and different pieces where you can have for your animations. But this is just part of the video of what you have to do. And as you can see, part of it is already animated for you in that template. So this one really helps you out because it gives you that template that you can use. But as you can see, it has animated pieces. So I'm not going to go into more detail on that one because the piece is, and the key to it is, you have to learn how to do it yourself first. So that's why I said take a couple of days of learning and then deal. After you take a couple of days of learning, then you're going to teach the tool. Excuse me. I'm not going to teach you how to use Powtoon. That would kind of defeat the purpose. But like I say, you learn the tool, and then you're going to create this training for others, showing them how to use this animation tool. Your evaluation and tutorial should be added to your assignment. So, and also we're going to be starting a website next week where you're going to start adding all of this information to as well. So that's what you're going to be working on these 2 weeks. This week. So as I said, please follow that outline that I'm giving you today and tomorrow. Make sure you've completed those evaluation of your tools. Wednesday and Thursday, start learning your tool. Friday, Saturday, develop your training. So that's the outline for this week, and I look forward to seeing some of your projects and finished products.